Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the Win with Win Personal Growth and Development course number 40 of our online curriculum. Today, I want to talk about the benefit from adversity. Benefit from adversity. Now, that may sound like an oxymoron when you think about adversity and benefits, but trust me, I want to reveal something today that is a true game changer for where you are, but also it's going to help you take advantage of the things you've already been through and experienced in life. Psychological studies have shown that adverse life events often trigger things like depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress. I've dealt with a lot of people and worked with a lot of people who can testify that this is an actual fact. These are the kind of studies, though, that often are promoted because they turn people with problems into problems who are people. Let me say that one more time. What they do is they turn people with problems into problems who are people. You and I both must understand that there is an entire industry designed for people who have become problems. And it's an industry that benefits into the billions of dollars each and every year. What you may not know is that there are also psychological studies that have also shown that the same adverse life events that have caused people to experience depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress have also been accredited for triggering awareness and awakening personal growth and personal freedom. How is it that the same traumatic events, the same pain, the same trauma, the same adversity that can be experienced by one group of people that creates a plethora of negative results also produces a plethora of beneficial results in an entirely different group of people? It's possible because you need to understand that there is a secret that has been held from society. It's called transformation through trauma. Let me say that again. Transformation through trauma. And I meet people all the time who have never even heard of such a thing, never knew it existed, but once they are exposed to it, they are able to actually benefit from their adversity. So you need to know this, that you have a choice. That's right, you have a choice. What choice is it? Well, you have a choice as it relates to the negativity in life and the painful moments in life and the undesirable events that we experience from time to time. You have a choice, and you have to choose whether or not those events are going to change you for the worse or whether or not they're going to transform you for the better. Most people don't realize that that choice even exists, so they accept the natural default, which is normally negative results. I want to expose you today to the reality that you have a choice, and the greater choice will always benefit your life in ways that are profitable, in ways that are profound, in ways that are productive. See, honestly, it all boils down to how we count every adversity we encounter. It's really how we view it, our perspective, our assessment of these adverse situations in life that are going to determine how you convert it or how it converts you. One thing's for sure, a conversion is going to occur. Now, if a conversion is going to occur and I get to decide how it affects me, doesn't it make sense to play a positive, active role to make sure that if I've got to have adversity in my life and I can benefit from that adversity, I might as well benefit from it. See, this is my perspective in life. This is the way that I approach the negativity, the trauma, the problems, the issue, the pain that we experience as a part of the human experience in this life. I've learned how to leverage every lesson in this life to make sure that it pays me for my time, that it pays me for my pain, that it compensates me for the headache, it compensates me for the disappointments, it compensates me for my setbacks. And I'm loving this opportunity to share it with you because there's something about once you understand this, that you become a game changer in a world filled with people who are set for the default. I don't want you set for the default because the default is tragic. The default is unsuccessful. The default is unprofitable. I want you set to select the decision that says, you know what? I'm going to benefit from my adversity. It all depends on how you count it. How do you count it? How do you look at it? How do you assess it? Because if you can assess it properly, it will advance your life. Did you even know that you could turn adversity into advancement? If you didn't, now you know. Did you know that it's possible for you to profit from your pain? Well, if you didn't, now you know. I view trauma and adversity much like sand grit that creates the pearl. If you're familiar with the pearl and how the pearl comes about, it comes about through the process of aggravation and agitation, where a piece of sand grit finds its way into the mollusk, and because it is unwanted, because it is undesirable, please don't miss this, because it is uncomfortable inside the mollusk, a process happens that takes the sand grit and turns it into a pearl. See, what I need to share with you today, and you need to get excited about learning, is that if there is no trauma and there is no adversity, in other words, if there's no sand grit, there is no pearl. You say, well, Pastor Troy, what does that have to do with me? I'm sure glad you asked. If there's no adversity, guess what? There is no advancement. And everybody I know, there's anybody that wants to be somebody, they all want advancement. And I don't know who led us to believe that advancement comes on a silver platter with a bow tied on top. Brothers and sisters, this is a fictional fallacy that you cannot afford to invest your beliefs in. You must embrace the truth that if you are sincere and serious about your own advancement, then in this life you're going to have to experience some adversity, but all is not lost, because adversity has the ability to give you a pearl called advancement. I want you to understand that if there is no pain, there is no profit. And I know most people, or anybody that want to be somebody, they want to profit in this life. But you must understand that if there is no pain, there is no profit. Last but not least, if there's no trauma, there is no transformation. Now, here's the good news. If you happen to have trauma, if you happen to have pain, and if you happen to have adversity, you already have all of the necessary ingredients to be advanced in your life. Why? Because you've already got the rudimentary things just waiting on you to understand how you can leverage them for your good. See, it's a part of the human experience, and it's undeniable that we all must face difficult events in our lives. And the fact of the matter is that many of us have already faced traumatic experiences, disappointing moments, setbacks, and situations that we would much rather have not had to endure or experience. But listen, what has happened cannot be undone. But I come bearing gifts of good news. See, even though what has happened can't be undone, here's the good news. You and I, we have a choice. As a matter of fact, I want to push the envelope a little bit. Not only do we have a choice, we have an obligation. We have a choice and an obligation to benefit from every adversity. Might as well benefit from the adversity if we're going through it, and it has the power and the ability to advance us, to transform us, to make us better than we were before the experience. Why not benefit from adversity? I don't know about you, but if I've got to go through, I've got to come out with something bigger. I've got to come out with something better. I've got to come out with something that makes it worth all the pain. Here's what I know, and here's what I want to share with you. Adversity has this uncanny ability to awaken us to a new and more meaningful life. Man, I am a witness to this, that it has been the adversity in my life that has opened my eyes. It has actually been the adversity in my life that has allowed me to grow up and mature beyond my years. Now, there was a time in my life that I did not know how to properly assess my own adversity. And I remember those situations and circumstances. I would become depressed. I would feel defeated. I would want to throw in the towel and give up and not go on. It wasn't until I learned that I possessed this power that I am sharing with you, that every one of us possess this power, but most of us don't know we have it. Therefore, we don't know how to use it. The question today is simple. How will your adversity benefit you? Because you're going to have adversity. I don't care how knowledgeable you are. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how amazing your relationship is with God. In each life, some rain is going to fall. The question is, though, how will your adversity benefit you? I think about a priceless vase. I mean, a vase that is valuable beyond your wildest imaginations. Imagine that vase sits in a place in your home, and it's a very prominent place. And one day, as you're vacuuming, you accidentally knock this priceless, precious vase off of its prominent perch. And it falls almost in slow motion to the floor, and it shatters. Now, sometimes when a vase shatters, there are enough large pieces where you can begin to pick them up and begin to reassemble the vase, to reconstruct it, to resemble and reflect what it was before it was broken. Unfortunately, in this scenario, that is not the case. This priceless, precious vase has fallen, and it is shattered into many, many, many pieces. Now comes the moment of truth. What do you do? Do you try to put the vase back together as it was, using glue? Or do you collect the shards and drop them in the garbage and say, you know what? That's an absolute loss. I might as well throw the entire thing away because it's broken in far too many pieces to be reassembled as it was. Oh, but there's a final option I'd like to submit to you. Do you pick up the beautiful colored pieces and use them to make something new? Something like a custom-made, one-of-a-kind mosaic design. How you answered this question as it relates to what would you do in this scenario speaks volumes about how you generally handle, approach, and assess the adversity in your life. See, the truth of the matter is, when adversity strikes us and we're knocked off our pedestal, we can feel shattered, we can feel destroyed, and I know this personally, we can feel done. But here's the key. You have to pick up the pieces and make something new. You have to pick up the pieces and make something different out of something that was disappointing or maybe discouraging. The good news is, though, you have a choice, you have a power, and you have an ability to take those broken pieces and to build something better. I'm challenging you from this day forward that the next time you encounter adversity, a setback, a situation, a disappointment, that you not reap the results of those who are mentally set for the default, that you not go into depression, that you not go into sadness, that you not embrace the ideal of defeat, but that you remember this powerful personal development lesson. And you remember that you have the ability to take the breakage and build something better. Oh, I like that. I've got to say that again. You have the ability to take the breakage and build something better. And no, it's not going to look like what it was. It's not going to be an exact replica. But what it will be is a monument and a testament to your determination to take the breakage and build something better. And it may look funky and funny to everybody else, but it should look beautiful and inspirational to you. Why? Because you could have easily taken the broken pieces and put them in the trash. But when you learn that if you don't value your life in all of its moments of adversity, that you'll forever be throwing away chapter after chapter after chapter, when what you could have easily have done was decided to incorporate the parts that perhaps were not pleasant, pleasing, or desirable, and to use them to create an amazing story from adversity. I am here to remind you that you can benefit from adversity. And the truth of the matter is, we all are going to have our fair share, and sometimes it seems like more than our fair share, of adverse situations. Here's a question. What are you facing right now in your life that is a bona fide moment of adversity? Is it a setback or a situation or circumstance that you flat out wish you didn't have to experience? Is it a decision that you've made that did not pan out the way that you had hoped it would? Are you finding yourself slipping into depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress? If you are, now is your moment. Now is your moment to gather yourself. Now is your moment to pick up the pieces. And now is your moment to recognize that as long as you are still breathing, then you have everything you need to recalibrate, reassemble, and restart again. I'm encouraging you today, as you continue to journey on this path of personal growth and development, to learn how to take advantage of adversity so that adversity doesn't take advantage of you. Remember that you can transform through your trauma. that you don't have to be trapped or truncated, but that you can actually grow in the most gruesome situations. You can literally become the rose that grew in the crack on the sidewalk. If you decide that you are going to rise, then no matter what falls upon you in this life, it will never be able to keep you down. Now, I won't lie to you. There will be some things that will knock you down. But I repeat and I remind you that it will never be able to keep you down if you commit to always benefit from your adversity. I hope that this inspires you today. I hope that this encourages you today. And for some of you, I hope that this simply reminds you today that you still have a choice. You have a choice to benefit from adversity.